Good evening, Internet, and welcome to Top Shift 116. Now, this is the Elite Dangerous Odyssey Alpha, the last bit, Phase 4. And I've been playing this for the last 4 weeks, and most of the questions that I've had about whether or not this on-foot side of Elite Dangerous is going to work has been answered for me. The main question that people have is, will the on-foot aspects of Elite Dangerous work with the space game? And from what I've seen so far, this is definitely true. So here I am, stood quite happily in the hangar. My commander is right here, and behind me, as you can see, and you begin to get the scale here, is my Imperial Clipper. Now, this thing is massive and beautiful. Just look at the size of this thing. Plus also we've got all these lovely adverts. So as you can take in, that's my ship. It's huge. And that is one thing that they've completely got right within the Alpha and in Odyssey so far. The sense of scale has just got more proportionate. Now, as far as the Alpha is concerned, we have been given a subset of what's coming in Odyssey. So even though all the stations and the outposts all seem the same, they have the same layout, apparently this will be changing. There'll be more variety in the proper game. But I'll just give an example of how the system works so well. So here we are on the main concourse. We have these people here. Anybody with these little icons above are mission givers. They're all stood in the same place, which is nice. We have over there the kiosks, which you can run missions in, and some other features as well. So just quickly, you'll find these in most stations, but not all outposts. So this is the taxi service, where you can actually travel without using a ship. It can be slow and boring. It depends on the destination. This is the frontline services, where if you want some first-person shooting action, this is where you sign up for that. And to tell you the truth, they have been quite fun. Now, this Vista Genomics is where you drop off your exploration details. Now, the one downside of the Alpha has been Vista, the actual exploration mechanics, which a lot of people have not been fun with. They haven't had fun with it. The scanning mini game that came with this has been derided and now dropped by Frontier, so that's something new. Like I said, there are more kiosks. We have more. This is the bar area. Again, more mission givers. A bar person where instead of actually buying drinks,
what can I get you, Commander?
They're more likely to be the.
The only thing you won't find is a discount.
This is your basically black marketeer, who you can trade things with or sell things with that you've bought on foot. So, I mean, I've got a load of stuff that I can get rid of. I mean, that I actually don't need to have. I can get rid of that. So.
I appreciate your custom, Commander.
And of course, one of the highlights is this bit here, where in real time you can see other commanders and other players dock and fly around the base station. And all stations have this kind of viewport. So yeah, it's it's quite integrated. Actually, but that's the best way to put it. It is integrated. The main issues that I've had so far with it, though, have all been difficult connections. Oh, and of course we have to do this. This is Sleepy Pete, who has been asleep. There's a Sleepy Pete in every station. And yes. So what I thought I'd do is I'd show one of the favourite mission types which tries to show the Odyssey at its best. Now, there are still bugs in the system. It is still an alpha. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not this will work. So we could either go to one of these placeholders and look for a mission. Well, actually, we'll see what he wants.
If you're up for transport work, I've got something important that needs dealing with.
Transport work, that's...
Done. Make some people very happy.
Fetch a ship schematic for a settlement. That sounds good.
Let me give you some more details.
No threats. And I'm in.
Look, Commander, it's not just me counting on you.
Now those kind of missions are the smallest, the easiest, and also they don't pay as well. So we're going to look for another one. Mission board. This is the new mission board for on foot stuff. There's been a lot of updates for the UI in general, which they've come across as mixed. There's a lot more clicking than there was before. So we've got salvage missions here. This is definitely one of my favourite. Grab a circuit board from a crash site. Encryption memory chip from a crash site. Yeah, let's do that. So, travel in a Navadi system, salvage a vehicle 1, return to this base. So we're going to accept that mission. It's got very low threat. And I think we're going to use a different ship for this as well. So I got a choice of either going back to the landing bay and changing my ship, or you go into Astra, which is basically the on-foot version of the shipyard.
Into Astra. Take your time. What are you in the market for? Take your time.
So, management ships. What do we want to take? Let's take the Fortitude, my Fer-de-Lance. We will use this ship. So that's gone and stored my Imperial Clipper. Now, I haven't actually seen the Fer-de-Lance yet, so...
Thank you for choosing Inter Astra.
So, back to the elevators. So this is my ship, the Fortitude, which is a Fer-de-Lance. And she looks mad. Look at the size of those engines. Oh, wow. Now, this is the one downside that a lot of people had, is that in order to board your ship, it's just a straightforward fade to black. People were hoping for some kind of either animation or ship interiors. Ship interiors are not in this game. And judging by the amount of work that would be needed for ship interiors, it's probably going to be another complete expansion. Now, first of all, we will... this is the new system map, which it takes a little bit of getting used to be honest. Let's see, which one's this? So we're going to go to Navi 4C for this, because this is part of my missions. So, I think that's where we retract some goods. And my transactions are grab vehicle schematic. Yeah, that's what we're doing now. And the other one is fetch ship schematics. So I forgot how maneuverable this ship is. So that's my commander. You can see that the suit he is wearing is a Maverick suit. That's one of the 3 different space suits that you can now have. Well, there's actually 4, including the flight suit. So
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
now, as per usual, the flight time on this is standard. They haven't done anything to the flight model, so 6,000 light seconds will still take as long as 6,000 light seconds takes. No main changes to the flight model so far in the alpha, or any or really any of the space stuff. It's been kind of left alone, much to a lot of people's disappointment, because yeah, there seems to be a different. Yeah, it was an opportunity for some of the flaws in Elite Dangerous to be looked at, and in the space game, and I don't think they've done that. Which they've been concentrating on the on-foot stuff. I think that's a little bit of a disappointment to find out, but they have said it's only a subset. There are other changes coming, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens in a couple of weeks. Now, there are changes to the galaxy map. Instead of before, we can now search the galaxy up here instead of a whole load of other icons. We've got each of the systems gets its own submenu up here where you can find various items. Now, when you're used to the galaxy map as it was, it can get a little bit, it feels a little bit busier. It takes a little bit of time to get used to this map, the new maps, because we now got the trade tools are now available there. That's much more sensible. Route settings, the fact that you can actually change the modes, and also one of the most important things is that each of these things you find it easier to find certain items. Now, if I look in, where is it? Points of interest. Points of interest will give you a whole load of better ways to find things in the game, like so. And these are landable planets, and these planets here, these little icons at the top, they are atmospherics. Now, at the moment, you can tell an atmospheric planet by the blue circle that goes around it. And of course, if there's a further blue circle around that, that means that basically you can land. It's a landable atmospheric planet. The thing about the atmospheric planets at the moment, they've only put in one subset. There are tons to come in Odyssey. So we'll just have to see how they look. We've seen previews. They look absolutely fantastic. Now, the main question that people ask is, does the FPS stuff work, or the FPS? The FPS itself, when I've actually run frontline missions, it's actually quite fun. It's not as advanced as other FPS games, but if you're used to the sort of Half-Life 2 and Quake 3 level of interaction, then it is perfectly adequate. It's fine. I think the weapons do seem to have a nice balance to them. but at the moment we're all on the most basic version of the weapons, so it's not really a... we don't know how advanced it is. There does seem to be an issue with scaling. It does feel that... say for instance I am in this Fer-de-Lance here. This ship should be invulnerable to everything, apart from maybe rocket launchers or, you know, heavy-duty weapons. But it does seem that hand weapons can damage the shields and also damage the ship, and it has been known for people to punch anacondas to death. It takes you about half an hour to punch an anaconda to death, but I don't think you should be able to punch a ship to destruction. It's just a little bugbear of mine. So as we approach this planet, now this will have a point of interest in it. Now I could either fire off the planetary scanner, which has been improved vastly for this. Oh no, we still haven't got the appropriate... oh, there we are, the crash site. There's the crash site. And it's on the dark side of the planet. That's right. So we're going to have to get the lights out for this.
Orbital flight engaged.
Uh-huh. Yeah, the lighting on this in this game is slightly more binary at the moment. Now that's mostly because it's still an alpha and they haven't put a lot of the shaders in yet. So when you go into a shadow, it tends to go completely black. This is going to be different in the real game, they say. I think though we might need the night vision on. Now the planetary tech has been completely redone, and it is impressive. I was on a planet doing some exploration, some plant sampling during this, and even though the plant sampling itself was pretty a frustrating process, there's the crash site. Now I am hoping that there aren't... I think there are people there. So if I switch off the night vision... Off. Uh-huh. Right. Undercarriage down. Now if you happen to have a docking computer... Right, 27 degree. Pull up. Ah! Alright, there's also a spaceship in the area, so we're going to have to be careful. Now this is one of the things that has happened. It's because of the new planetary tech. Oof. Ow. It does mean that the SRV is a bit more of a challenge to drive. Now, I think it's probably where we need to be. Oof. You can see here the terrain is much rougher. And it's a lot harder on the SRV. You can see I'm already down at 96. Now this was one of the reasons why the driving model was actually changed. Thankfully we're retrieving an item from a container because oh, this thing's spinning out left, right and centre. Right, we've got some flat ground here, so let's... Got to try and find the landing site now. Right, I think it's this way, judging by the SRV scanner. Oh. Because the gravity is so low, you have... The SRV is so much harder to control. Aha! We may have our crash site. Ugh. Now, at this point in time, I am going to actually disembark. Because...
Low temperature detected. Low gravity detected.
I'm going to bring out our laser carbine. So there you can see, there's my SRV. But where the heck is this crash site? It's only supposed to be 100 meters on. Ah. I'll have to do some cutting and pasting, I think.
Drive assist on.
Uh-oh, I just had a ship. This is not good. Uh-oh. This means we've got mercenaries coming in. Yeah.
Target shields offline. Target destroyed. Target shields offline. Target destroyed. Target shields offline. Target destroyed.
That means there's one more up there as well. I'm sure of it. This is hard work.
Offline. Target destroyed.
Well, hopefully that's it. Right, now we're going to get out.
Drive assist off.
Warning. Low temperature detected. Low gravity detected.
Oh, I can see a container. What have we got in here? Oh. We have insight. Compact library. Not what we're after. Now he was a commando. Now what you can do here is just scan it. Scan him and
Bounty detected.
yep, he was a bad un. Oh, look. They've got one of these maintenance panels. Now this is the advantage of the Maverick suit, is that you can actually scan, you can actually cut these maintenance panels off. The problem with this particular one is that due to gravity it won't open, which is a bit of a shame. Now is this the ship schematics? Vehicle schematics. Objective complete. Excellent. So we have got what we needed to from here. There's another container here, so you know, might as well just check it out. Compact library. Now, some of these materials are useful for engineering, for things like ships. You know, insight into infinity, whatever infinity is. These materials will be used if you want engineering. So, okay, so we've got him scanned. Now, I could go and find the rest of them who have basically attacked me, but I don't have time. I'm going to have to go back and find... Oh, here he is. Here's one of them. So...
Bounty detected. Bounty detected.
Yeah. Right. Take the torch off. Now, I did all that without my shields. If I switch my shields on, my power for my suit would go down vastly quicker. And of course, this isn't the only suit you have. You have the exploration suit, and you have obviously the combat suit. Combat suits are a lot more robust.
Drive assist on.
Right. Now we gotta try and drive back to the ship. Which is a lot more of a challenge in this environment. I mean, I'm only doing 6 or 7 meters a second here. Any faster and it will probably mean boom. Ugh. Now, thankfully, one of the changes that I have noticed is that when you do dock with your ship, your SRV is repaired. It's not refueled, but it is repaired, so as long as you don't get too much hull damage, it's alright. We're getting there. Now I'm hoping that I can actually get to the landing bay because the surface is so bad. Well, we got through it. The massive rock right at the place we don't want to be. Okay. Uh-oh. I don't want to lose my SRV because I should be able to board the ship. I might have to dismiss the ship and try and dock at a different place. Because that was impossible to dock at. And hopefully the ship will find somewhere decent to land that I can dock quite easily at. There she is. Oh, I hope so. This is looking rough already. Yeah, looking very rough. Oh, she hasn't. Ow. Come on. There we are. That was a bit of a chore. First mission complete. Oh, but there is a difference actually between the on-foot missions and the standard missions that we're used to. If I go to this transaction here, it has to be completed. I have to return the vehicle's schematic to the base within the 5-hour limit. In some missions before, it was you just had to achieve the objective by then. But yeah.
Frameshift drive charging. 4,
Back to the system map.
2, 1. Engage.
Eventually. You'll notice that there was a substantial drop in frame rate then. I guess that's, again, they've said that the alpha that's due to alpha-ness. So we have docking at a actual settlement. Now these are the new settlements, the little sort of outposts and Wild West-like towns that are peppered all the way through Odyssey. So again, we might have to do a quick cut. But those are my favourite kind of missions. You have a little bit of combat. I didn't go FPS on those guys because basically all I had my Maverick suit, and if you've got an SRV normally takes them out without a problem. Again, their hand weapons can damage the SRV quite badly, so you have to be careful. But I mean, the upshot of Odyssey is the on-foot side of things, and on the whole, it does seem to work. It has potential to really enhance the Elite Dangerous experience. There are some flaws, like there always is. The problem is whether or not Frontier are going to address those flaws. And until we actually see what's in the final product, we're going to have to just wait and see. Now, one thing that has been a high point for me is actually been the new enhanced wing system, which is basically what people are calling physical multi-crew. It's where you can meet up with friends at stations, and when you form a team, those people can either join your ship as the crew, or just fly along with you in a wing. Now, it does mean that basically you can have people in your team which will be running around on foot, another person driving an SRV, and another person flying a ship. It does seem to be quite what's the phrase they use? The combined arms. It does actually work. There are, of course, networking issues. I would recommend, if you're going to do those kind of cooperative missions, do it in a private group, because open mode does seem to be quite flaky. Again, I don't know whether or not that's due to the alpha, or whether or not it's a flaw in the actual system itself. Now, this isn't one of the. This is just a quite straightforward. Walk around the base, find what we need to take, and leave. In my opinion, it is one of the easiest, and it kind of gives you the atmospherics that's needed for. So we've got to pick up ship schematic from the depot. Oh. An awful lot of fleet carriers around here. As part of Phase 4, they allowed players to either buy fleet carriers or bring their fleet carriers over. It means that all the systems are modded with fleet carriers. Now, with all these settlements have full security. So if you start blowing up these settlements when it's not in a war state, then yeah, the security services will react just like they do in stations and on outposts, and your ship will end up being toast. It's so long since I last flown the Fer-de-Lance, I've forgotten how good this ship is. Oh yeah, of course, because of the alpha there had been bugs, there have been glitches, but each time they've revised, moved to each phase, the planetary text got better and smoother, the performance has got better, and apparently this is a build which is 8 weeks old. So they have been continuing to work on Elite Dangerous separately, on a separate branch, or fixing and enhancing the system for the last 2 months. So the theory being is that you find the theory in software development is that you carry on working on the main the main trunk, while you fix all the issues with the alpha branch, and then you merge the changes in that you've made to the alpha branch into the main trunk. The idea being is that actually the state of the code at the moment is 8 weeks in advance of what we're playing. So, landing gear down. Now that is a large landing site, so it should have been able to take anything up to an Anaconda.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
We'll refuel. I guess we'll disembark. It's been a while since I've done one of these missions. I hope I don't screw it up.
Temperature detected.
Right, so
Low gravity detected.
it's in the settlement grounds and it's got a key code. So this, again, you can just see the scale of my Fer-de-Lance. It's just huge. There you go, I love that ship. Now, what we'll do is, this is the small navigation HUD. Dismiss ship. There she goes. Right. Now, I'm supposed to be neutral here, so if I just walk around and don't get my gun out, everybody should be fine with me. And as you can see, we've got anti-personnel guns, we've got a skimmer flying about. There are probably other people flying about. So, now I've got to locate Container 3. And we're on full sunshine, so basically... Now you see here that these are authorized areas. Now, as I don't have any authorization here, I can't get in. Okay, let's see. Now that is Container 8. We don't need to worry about that one. Container 5... So, I don't know where I'm going, so what you can do is you can come here and you go to the terminal. Now the terminal here is actually quite good because it gives you a layout of the base. Well, it can tell you where things are, as well as also giving you missions. So you can actually get more missions even though you're on foot and not on a main base. So, it said it was buildings exterior. So, surroundings, tells you where the ammunition boxes are, the terminals, container 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's where we want to be. So, we can now leave that. So, and it should highlight for me where Container 8 actually is. Oh, there it is. 200 meters that way. Container... I thought we did that one. Right. Don't want Container 8, we want Container 3. Idiot. Right. There we are, Container 3. Right, now where's Container 3? It's 115 meters that way.
Hey, stay there, Commander.
Oh. Alright. Hello. So he'll scan. She's going to scan me now.
I'm gonna scan you. Don't mess around.
Scan detected.
But because I'm clean,
You're clean.
yes, exactly. They will leave me alone, thankfully. Seem I've got a bit of a graphic bug here. Whatever this circle is at the bottom. So, walk over here. Our key code is 0615. So, E 0615. Excellent. Didn't even need to use an e-breach. And there is our ship schematic.
Mission status updated.
Excellent. So, now that shouldn't... Oh, let's recon my ship. Now I want to avoid the patrols just in case. You see my ship coming into land there. There she is. Now I don't know why I've got this pulsing effect at the front. This is definitely an an issue. Now, I could actually go to other containers and steal things if people... Oh, hello. There is a grenade case. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, no, don't need any of those. So like I said, I want to kind of avoid any other interaction with people, just in case. Sometimes it can get a bit flaky. Now, of course, if I was carrying anything illegal or if I had a bounty, they would, once that scanned complete, they would just open fire, like, and it would have turned into a gunfight. But thankfully, because I'm nice and clean. Right.
Ship released.
Back to the station.
Engaged.
So that was relatively painless. Which is why the mission doesn't pay so well.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engaged.
That's my target. Oh look, I don't know whether that's a problem with the shaders, but the those rings have gone disco. So as you can see here, there's been an awful lot of... It does seem to mesh with the space game quite well. That's not to say... That's not to say it's been perfect, because it hasn't. There are two major flaws at the moment, I feel, with Odyssey. The first is the exploration mechanics. I do feel that the exploration or planetary the planetary exploration stuff needs a little bit more enhancement than what we had presently. The mini game, which they've now dropped, was it was an absolute shocker. And we're hoping that they've got a lot more plants and vegetation to scan in the actual main game. The other issue, I think, is player social tools. It's actually quite difficult to talk to other players when you're actually walking about. Especially in these social areas. Normally in other MMOs where you're walking around with other players, you've got things like emotes and easier ways to access the chat room. As you can see here on the left, there is a little bit of a chat room, and you can access the chat by going to this, the social menu, the comms menu there. But you can see here, lots of people are talking. And when you flip the chat room there, it flips the default view that appears here, which is quite good, which you can then just enter to say hello. But that's gone to local, and I don't know. Do I do system? No. See, I don't know how to change the chat, so we'll need to look into that one. But normally, you would be able to perform emotes at other players and basically start off private chats just by interacting with them. And that is something that I think is severely lacking. This is the social skills, as is something along the lines of a looking for team function. I do feel that is, it's quite interesting. You can actually find out if there are people about that you know by going to contacts like that. And if there is anybody who's a player there, you will see. But as I'm in a solo or a private group, there won't be. Now you can see here that this gentleman here's got a little tick above him, which means that he's happy with what I've done.
I'm impressed. I don't impress easily.
And I will take the health monitor, because that's an engineering thing that I really would like. So I'm now friendly with the Federation.
If it comes up, I'll keep an eye out for you in the future.
Thank you very much. Now, the other mission I did was basically from the kiosks, so just hand in that mission here. And I could have a weapon schematic. And there we have it. So again, Now if I go back up to Pioneer Supplies,
Whatever you're in the market for, come take a look. If I don't have it, it's not worth having. Sure, take a look around.
let's see whether or not I have anything here I can upgrade. So we got the Maverick suit here. Oh, I thought I picked up a health monitor. Because you see I don't have any there. And these are the other suits. We've got the Artemis suit, which is the exploration suit. You see here it has the energy link and the genetic sampler, which it scares people. This is my flight suit. This is the suit that you start out in, and to tell you the truth, it's you don't want to do anything but transport missions in these because they are flimsy as heck. And of course the Dominator suit, which is your basic marine assault suit. So this is the one that you do most of your damage in. I've got all the weapons so far, but that's one of my favourites. So we've got a weapon schematic, and you need all the others to upgrade, and that would upgrade the weapon and also make an engineering slot available. Engineering for hand weapons aren't in the alpha yet, so that's one of the things that we'll have to wait and see how they've done. Right.
So, what are you after today? You
Oh.
will never have enough supplies.
We have 20 medkits, we have 20 energy cells. I think we'll get some more frag grenades. Oh! And that's where the end session is, which is a bit of a shame. That is the first, I will admit, that is the first network error I have had in the entire 4 weeks that I've been doing this. Now that is a surprise. Just to show in open, hopefully there might be some commanders about in this station, and you'll be able to see them running about. And I think we'll call it a day. So is Odyssey, based on the alpha, is Odyssey going to be a worthy addition to Elite? I think so. The problem is if this game is released, Odyssey is released in the state it's in the alpha state, it is so much work to do to iron out some of its flaws. However, if they have enhanced the game as they claim to have for the last couple of months, then I think that it will definitely make the grade. Oh, we do have a person here. We have Commander Danuboy. Hello, Commander Danuboy. And again, if I go to the contacts menu, we've got someone running about in a flight suit, a commander, and pilots. Now, nothing we can do with this contacts thing, but see if we can find the guy in the flight suit. You can only tell the commanders because they're the ones running about. Still asleep. Now, I do actually like this because
How would you like to earn some credits? You might have to bend the law.
well, no one else is out there at the moment. So I think we'll change the ship.
I'll be over here if you need any. We've got a wide range of ships available. What do you? Take your time.
And I think before I leave, I want to see what the biggest ship I've got looks like in the hangar. Now, the biggest ship I've got is the T-10. Where's my T-10? I've got an Anaconda. There we are. Payback.
Thank you for choosing Internet.
So, in conclusion, is Odyssey going to enhance the Elite Dangerous experience? I think it will. Hello, Commander Bridge. See, this is the point. I would love to wave at Commander Bridge or salute or send him a message, but I can't. And that's one of the issues. But as I said, it certainly has the potential to really enhance the Elite Dangerous experience. It certainly adds a lot more to the... Oh my God, look at the size of this thing! And that's how you get on board. There's... Bloody hell. One of the landing clauses as big as... Oh, we've got to have a look at this from the front. So yeah, it will add depth to the game. It adds more playability, I think. And the FPS stuff does seem to integrate quite well. The downside, of course, is basically some of the game loops don't seem to have been thought through properly, and some of the social tools, well, there's hardly any social tools at the moment. I think they need to be further enhanced. And that is the T10, my T10 Defender. God, it's a brute of a ship. So they certainly got the scale right. So I am a lot more positive about the Elite Dangerous Odyssey than I was, say, 3 or 4 weeks ago. I think the low point I had with the Alpha was when the exploration mechanics came out. But as we now know that they're no longer as complete as they are, as there's a lot more stuff to come, I'm hopeful that a lot of the flaws that I've discovered or had to deal with in this alpha will be resolved by then. So, in short, I will be upgrading to Odyssey when it comes out on I think all of my commanders, so that's going to cost me a fortune. So thanks for joining me. Do give us a like and subscribe if you've made it this far. Do appreciate it. Hopefully next time we'll be back in the main game before Odyssey is released. But until next time, fly safe.